Welcome back. Sherry Fair, Jodi Lewis, and Cindy Allen to Parties Extra. I'm Helen Ford Wallace, and we are at the Oklahoman's video studio to discuss the upcoming Melody Lane event. It's a masquerade ball.
It is.
So tell us about it. It's August 24th.
It's August 24th.
Right. You know, our event's called Melody Lane, but we always have a separate theme. And so this year it's a masquerade ball with the tagline of Happy Childhoods Ever After. And that's because that's what we're all about. We want to make sure that our families have and their children have a good childhood, and that's what Parent Promise is all about. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, we'll have masks. You know, we'll have some other props and stuff around this kind of masquerade themed and everything. But it's going to be a great time. We're really excited.
And we've got dinner at the Oklahoma City
It's
Golf
at the
and
Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club on August 24th. It begins at 6 o'clock. It begins with a reception, a cocktail reception, and then silent auction items will be around, and then we'll have dinner and the live auction. Something that's different for us this year is we are going with online bidding for the first time.
Oh, good.
So, you know, we're diving in. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. But it will be something that's new to our folks, but I think it will also be an opportunity that everybody will enjoy, you know, not having to get up and down, particularly during dinner or whatever, and make sure that their item, you know, they can just get the updates on their phone and find out where they stand, and it's going to be great.
So, and you're the MC, so will you handle all that?
I will not handle much of the technology side of things, but we will be promoting. So it's David and my husband and I, it'll be our third year
to be the MC.
Yes, and so all during the silent auction, Cindy does a great job of scripting us, and so we have mics, and during the silent auction portion, cocktail portion, we can give them time frames. We can promo key silent auction items and tell a little bit about what they might be, and give time frames, kind of a countdown, maybe a 5 minutes heads up and a 2 minute heads up, and then 60 seconds until supreme. Clearly I don't have my script in front of me. Yes, premier items are now shutting down in 60 seconds, and so they'll be looped in, but they can also, as they hear us, see that from their phones.
I am telling
as well.
you all have so many auction items, and they're good ones. Every single one of them. I don't know how you do that, but
we work hard.
And you know what's nice about it is they run the whole spectrum of affordability so that everybody gets to play, and you get to play all night. And so I think that's something.
It's just kind of an amazing thing.
It is.
Well, okay, well, tell us about some of them, just because we're thinking about it.
Some of the silent auction items, we have some sports memorabilia for one. We have even some experiences. We have Carton Landing, a weekend there. You know, that's a really neat place at Lake Eufaula. We have other kind of getaway type items in our silent auction offerings. We have some jewelry. We have James Avery jewelry, Kendra Scott jewelry, Rustic Cuff. You know, everybody loves those. Yes, and we have dinners and events and things like that. We've got
just a lot.
We've got some tickets to Dracula, you know, for the ballet, but we've also got a backstage tour to go along with that. So just try to enhance some of these things that, you know, people can go see Dracula, but not very everybody gets a chance to go backstage. So that'll be, you know, just some fun things. We just try to throw in, you know, to make sure that something's kind of different that people just couldn't get on their own.
So then you have a good dinner, and then you have a very short program.
We do, absolutely. Now, of course, the live auction is the fun, you know, the super fun part of the evening, and we work closely with the auctioneer to keep it lively and keep it rolling, because it is at the end of the night. But we are there to focus on Parent Promise and the great work that we do that changes lives in families in Oklahoma. And so we also invite clients to come and give a testimony on how Parent Promise's programs and services have impacted their life. And we have a captive audience there, and they are giving their charitable dollars to us, so it's important to frame where those charitable dollars will go.
That's awesome. Well, how many people come, you all?
Oh, we have anywhere between 300, 350. Yeah.
And I like it. It's cocktail, but you can put on one of these cute. It's a darling.
They are.
Or you can bring your own mask. I guess
people can bring their own masks, but if they do come and don't have one, but they decide when they get there, oh, I wish I had one, we'll have some masks for them. So it'll be great.
That is really good. Okay, so you've had been a different name every time. So tell us some of the past ones, because I think they're all equally as cute.
Well, we've had a few years ago we had the Monopoly Ball,
I
which
thought that was darling.
You know, tons of fun.
I've never
It was
heard
fun.
of that.
It was Monopoly themed, and so we had even some auction items that were and some raffle items that were themed that way. Last year was our 30th anniversary as an organization, as a nonprofit serving Oklahoma County, and so we had a Back to the Future theme, which was really appropriate because the Back to the Future movies always took either a 30-year look ahead or a 30-year look behind in their movies. So that was fun. And then this year we decided to dress up a little more and kind of do a whimsical kind of a
good summer thing.
You know, we keep the main thing we try to keep in mind is to put keep the children the focus of what of our event, and so in our graphics and everything we use children, or we have our little boy. He was our Monopoly boy, and this year he's our Masquerade boy. So we kind of like him. We kind of keep him around, and so just trying to kind of keep a little bit of consistency there, so everybody knows. Oh, that's Parent Promise.
And so Sherry, tell us about Parent Promise and your home-based programs.
Okay, well, we've been around for 31 years, and we were started by the Oklahoma City Exchange Club, which is our premier sponsor this year. And so we do home-based parent education and support. And what we do is we go into the homes of, it's on a voluntary basis. We're invited in. We go into the homes of parents who might have some challenges in their life, that they struggle with creating a safe, loving, and nurturing environment for their child to grow in. And so we come in and we help them. We become familiar with them. It's a very relationship-based program. So we get to know their challenges, we get to know them, and we help them through those challenges in order to decrease the stress in the home. And then that allows them to be able to focus more on parenting and improving their parenting skills. And the actually end goal is to prevent child abuse and neglect, and we have a 95% success rate of doing that. We cross-reference names with DHS every year, and about 5% of our clients are all that have ever had a substantiated case of child abuse and neglect. And so we think that's real important to just raise that generation in a healthy way so that they'll be contributors to society.
So do you all go out, or do you send? Who do you send?
We don't. We have a programming staff, and they have degrees in some sort of social service area, and they go into the homes. It kind of depends on the situation the family's in as to how many times a month they go in. But on top of the education that they've already received, they have a very intensive training period. It's a 5-day training period, and they have to complete that before they can go into any homes on their own. And then later on, they have trainings, 2-day training. But we have been fortunate enough to grow in the last 2 years from about a staff of 11 to 18, and so we offer 3 different models.
And that's new this year.
And that's new this year, that we have all 3 models. We've had some very generous private donors, plus we have grants through the Department of Health, and so we're able to serve closer to 200 families. And we're also,
that's a lot.
That's a lot. That makes a huge difference. And we've also moved into a larger office so that we can do things like offer them a family resource center. We let them earn baby bucks and then come in and shop for things that they can use at home, either for the adults or for the babies. And so it's really satisfying, and it's a wonderful, wonderful mission.
And you have a new staff member?
We do have a new staff member. Thank you for reminding me. It's actually one of our past clients.
Oh.
She graduated from the program. She had some challenges in her background growing up, and so when she had her own child, she was referred to us, and she went through the program, and she completed her bachelor's degree, and she asked us if we ever have an opening, if we'd call her. So once we had the new dollars, we called her and said, we have an opening. And so we're real excited. She'll be there that night, and she's very excited. She's spoken for us before, and she's just one of the many success stories we have. So we're really happy to have her on board.
So I wrote this down. So your goal is to prevent child abuse and neglect by strengthening families through education and support.
That's right.
And I think that is just wonderful.
Well, thank you. And we think it's wonderful too. And it's You know, a lot of what we do is we also take a whole family approach. So we go in and we help them understand the developmental stages of their child, how important it is to have strong attachments with your child, proper disciplinary actions when, you know, those children don't necessarily do what we ask them to do. But from there, you know, we help people such as LaTrinda, who is our new staff member, really set goals for life. She wanted to finish her bachelor's degree, so we helped them. Yes, she did that, and we helped them do that because, you know, one of the most stressful things in life is to not have enough money to support your family. So to help these people become self-sufficient and positive contributors to society really helps reduce stress in the home and help them be better parents and provide a better childhood for their children, and that's what all of us are about.
So do you all have honorees at your dinner?
Not this year.
No
we did last
honorees,
year
okay.
because it was our 30th anniversary, but not this year. We're focusing more on the clients this year that we have, and as Sherry said, LaTrinda will speak, but we have a few other clients that will also give quick testimony about what the program has meant to them, and they're still in the program.
So that's good too. And how about sponsors?
We have some wonderful sponsors. As Sherry mentioned, the Exchange Club of Oklahoma City is our presenting sponsor. We have Paycom and the Oklahoma City Local Firefighters 157 Union, and then Bank First, the Chickasaw Nation, Eccles and Associates, Mullins, Sexton and Reeves, Coop Ale Works, Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City, PSA Consulting Engineers of Alliance Bank, and Alan and Jackie Wright. Those are our larger sponsors, and then we have a plethora of other sponsors that also help us be sure that we have a successful event.
And then all those lovely prizes.
Yes, yes.
And I think the variety of sponsors that we attract kind of speaks to how this is a mission that really touches everybody in one way or another, and that many people can support.
How about volunteers? Do you all have volunteers that help?
We don't have a lot of volunteers, but that's really because to go into the homes, it's hard. You know, we have to have a background check. They have to be trained.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, and so we do have some volunteers. We'll have some that night. We have employees that come back to help us that have worked for us in the past. But typically, it's staff and our board members are our volunteers. And
we do have some local companies that occasionally will call and ask if they can help, and they'll come in and maybe help us, you know, clean up or you know, get some, you know, if we get a bunch of items in, get that, you know, stored away and everything like that. So we always appreciate those kinds of people that reach out as well.
That's great.
But the night of the event, we do have a few Melody Lane committee members that aren't on staff and aren't on the board,
Right.
but the lion's share of the lift is all hands on deck for staff and board. Yes, it is a working board that night.
So tickets and website, do you all tell us about that?
We do. The website we have is through our Greater Giving software program, and I don't have the exact URL for that. But we also, the tickets are $150 a ticket. We do still have some sponsorships available. Table sponsorship is $1,200. So, you know, if anybody decides, hey, I need to be a part of that, we certainly would welcome you to come and enjoy the event with us. But yeah, we're so excited. I did want to say real quick that we have a couple of other things that are going on other than just the auction and everything else that's going on. We have a golden ticket raffle this time, where we'll have the winner can select from one of 4 trips. There'll only be 100 tickets sold, and there's one winner. So we have some fabulous trips for choices of that. And then we have another raffle where they can either choose between a Louis Vuitton purse or a really cool tailgate package with some, like a Yeti cooler and some other things that are in that tailgate package. So I think it's going to be attractive to a lot of people.
Well, that's kind of fun.
That's right, and they can get tickets. They can either buy one ticket, or they can buy a half a wingspan or a full wingspan for a certain amount. So that gives them more chances to win on those.
That's
and then
good.
our live auction items are really awesome. We have some great ones.
Are they on? Is that on the website too?
Not on the website, but we will be sending that out to people that are coming and that are interested. You know, kind of give them a sneak preview. I may put it on. I might be able to put it on Facebook
do
too.
it.
I can do it.
Yeah,
I
I
could
think
probably
so.
do that. Yeah, as soon as I get everything, because we still have some things coming in.
Yeah,
So
good.
yeah.
Of course, the traditional wine pool is always a hit, and so we'll have
People
that.
really like that, don't
They
they?
really do. And then, of course, our live auction is just chock full with amazing experiences, and we have, of course, football. You know, it is the season, right? And so There's tickets to the OU West Virginia game and a tour of the
Are you gonna bid on
facilities.
those?
I think that I won't, maybe on that one. But we do have tickets to a luxury suite at the OSU McNeese State game.
Which she might
maybe
be
more
more
likely to
inclined.
bid on that one. And of course, a spring break trip to Sedona, Arizona. And Sedona is really becoming the vacation spot. And the cool thing about this is airfare is included. That's not always the case. And so a great spring break trip. And then we also have a private plane trip if you're going to OU Texas game. We don't have tickets to that, but we do have a private plane trip if you already are planning on going. And then custom golf clubs available for also around, I think, with at the newly renovated Oklahoma City Golf and Country
we
Club.
get some lessons with the Golf Pro, and then a round of golf with some members there at the Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club. So that's going to be a lot of fun because everybody's excited to get back on that course.
For sure.
The new and
It's
improved course.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's time for it to be ready.
Ready, yeah.
Okay, so any other projects coming up?
No, we're just plugging along. In April is always a big month for us because that's Prevent Child Abuse Month, where we want to raise awareness about how it's everybody's responsibility to help prevent child abuse. So we'll probably be out selling pinwheels again for Pinwheel Gardens. That's a visual to kind of remind everybody.
Are they blue?
They're blue. They're blue and white. And that we are also the Oklahoma chapter of Prevent Child Abuse America, and Prevent Child Abuse America adopted the symbol of the pinwheel several years ago because that's just a good reflection of happy childhoods
happy.
because we all remember.
Yeah.
And even now when you go into Hobby Lobby or places like that and you see the pinwheels,
Exactly.
those are always fun. It reminds you of good times and happy childhoods. So that's why we sell Pinwheel Gardens.
I think that's awesome. Okay. Well, anything else about the dinner?
No, just if you're interested, you can give us a call at 405-232-2500 or check out our website, and we'll be happy to have you join us.
And the website's just parentpromise.org.
Parentpromise.org.
Okay. Anything else about the prizes?
I think that I will keep that to myself, and they better show up, and they can bid on it early and often.
When it comes to wingspan, I think Jodi and I are going to try and find some taller people.
That's right. Yes.
If you can bring Stephen Adams or Michael, what's his name, the swimmer,
Phelps,
Phelps
yes.
with you, then you can use his wingspan and buy your ticket.
That's right.
Very awesome. Well, you all, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Thank
And thanks for telling us about your event and Parent Promise. You always have outstanding ideas for parties, and hopefully everyone gets to come. Have a great evening on August 24th.
Thank you.
Thank you.